Assalamualaikum, Sir Syed Al-Hadi. My name is Muhammad Haikal bin Osman and my metric card number is 2021104547.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Hamiza binti Hamizat and my metric card number is 2021109909.
Hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Rafiq Aiman Miroslan. My metric card number is 2021116901. I am from class KIM 1202C.
First of all, for comparison based on 3 library websites, we have choose University Malaysia Sabah Library, National Library of Malaysia, and New York Public Library. The National Library of Malaysia, or NLM for the short form, is a library established under the National Library Act on 1972 in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. In National Library, total collection is 478 million units, of which is 452 millions are printed and 98,406 non-printed material, 4,974 Malay manuscript, and 158,306 digital material. Next, University Malaysia Sabah (UMS) is an institution of higher education that provides human resources, experts, and professionals in a variety of fields. UMS Library is an information center to support the process of teaching, learning, research, innovation, and university publication. UMS Library also extends the service to its branch location at Labuan International Campus Library, Medical Library, Engineering Multimedia Library, Sandakan Campus Library, and Block Clinical Sequati. Next, we have choose the New York Public Library. Is a public library system in New York City with nearly 53 million items and 92 locations. The New York Public Library is the second largest public library in United States and the 4th largest in the world. The New York Public Library is to inspire lifelong learning, advance knowledge, and strengthen our communities.
The next one is the overview and background information. First, New York Public Library. This library was created and established in 1895 in the United States by non-government statute through the consolidation of the privately endowed Linux and Estelle libraries. This library was begun to open to the public at year 1911. The system of this library is financed primarily with city government funds. Next, University Malaysia Sabah Library. This library was known as the 9th edition of public university in Malaysia. The library was established on November 1994. The university was built at Sepanggar Bay in Kota Kinabalu in the Malaysian state of Sabah. The library was operated from the temporary borrowed facility with the university teaching and learning activities conducted at the Sabah Foundation. Next, the National Library of Malaysia. This library was established in 1972 in Kuala Lumpur. In 1977, the library was begun to delegate the National Centre for the International Standard Serial Number and the National Centre for the International Standard Book Number. This library also was able to manage the source of information at national level and collection of important materials.
The collection in New York Public Library now exceeds from 50 million items. In combination with the leading collection, it is the most comprehensive library collection ever bought together for the use of public library. The collection have been organized into more than 100 major topics ranging from accent and dialogues to women study with others such as baseball, computer science, gay and lesbian studies, immigration, Judika, theater, and US history. In between, as well as hundreds of thousands of other documents, photographs, sound recordings, films, and the video related to music, theater, and dance. The New York Public Library Digital collects is NYPL's Digital Image Archive. Comparing to University Malaysia Sabah Library, the material are ACM Digital Library, Britannica, Clinical Key Student Nursing, Emerald Insight, Sign Direct, Scopus, and K-Novel. They are also have JSTOR and ProQuest. JSTOR is a highly selective digital library of academic content in many formats and disciplines. While ProQuest is committed to empowering researchers and librarians around the world. It is innovative information, contents, and technologies increase to productivity of students, scholars, professionals, and the libraries that serve them. In National Library of Malaysia collection, they have Malay manuscript collection, rare collection, ephemeral collection, private collection, electronic media collection, and Asian collection, which is a collection of countries in Southeast Asian, which are the member of Asian, including Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, Thailand, Philippines, Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, Brunei Darussalam, and Vietnam. Then they have Harvard collection, and lastly, United Nations collection, which consists of books, serial publication, proceedings, prospectus, and New York bulletin and brochures.
Next, retrieval tools used in the library. Retrieval tools are tools that are designed to help users to search the information. Retrieval tools are content archive that very useful for information packet. The printed material access point may be a name, title, or subject word. First, the New York Public Library Catalog. The library online catalog is user-main platform to searching material and other individual items for both research and security collections. This library catalog contains over 1 million records for title catalog prior to 1972. Next, the University Malaysia Sabah Library. The library catalog can be found in their library online database. The example of the website that contains in their database is Britannica. This database was able to pave the way in imagining discovery and inquiry, also inspiring curiosity and instilling the joy of learning. Next, the National Library of Malaysia Catalog. The library catalog are most important source of reference because it can view the contents as well the physical condition of a manuscript. The catalog publications can state the product of Malay manuscript writing. The example of catalog in the Catalogue of Malaysia manuscript is in France 1991. Next, the bibliography of New York Public Library. The bibliographies are the detailed list that contains citation and abstract of book, journal article, and other related to a focus subject. This library bibliography is more related to the information design because it also reproduces illustration of some work site. Next, the University Malaysia Sabah Library Bibliography. The bibliography of this library was more focused to improve the information materials that related to the traditional knowledge topic, especially on Borneo. This library was more related to the traditional knowledge that refer to the information from generation to generation that is part of the tradition or heritage of the indigenous community. Next, the National Library of Malaysia Bibliography. The library bibliography contains some publications that produce various bibliography on Malaysia information resource as well as for catalog on a Malay manuscript. Next, the New York Public Library Index. This library index is a searchable database of annotated citation from the items and material and bibliographies in the field of demography and population. The citation can be searched by author, geography region, and year of publications. Next, the index of University Malaysia Sabah Library. The index of the library are based on their online database and material. There are a lot of sources that can retrieve the information and knowledge in various fields which can be accessed electronically 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, including subscription of database that contain full text journals and electronic books. Next, the National Library of Malaysia Index. The library index collection reached more over 1 million printed material, including non-printed material, Malay manuscript, and digital material. The index also can preserve and expand the use of published collection within a respective country as well as collection published in other countries. Next, the physical arrangement of library material. First, the New York Public Library. The New York Public Library Catalog has collection of material in this library was represented in the library catalogue. Second, the archive portal. The archive collection and other material held throughout this library have been made available for online review since a few past years. Third, collection surveys. The library material was moved and has been collected by a specific individual throughout our collections. The next one is University Malaysia Sabah Library. First, returning book and drop service. Every loan item or material can be returned at the circulation center. Next, item reservation. All the reservation of item can be made at the circulation counter by filling in the relevant form. Next, the National Library of Malaysia physical arrangement. The arrangement of this material in this library is the collection that has been digitized, including the personal collection, Malay manuscript, newspaper article, and in-house publication. Every branch item belonging to a branch had name of the branch stamp and the top of the date due labels. The variation collection of library materials may be able contained in several floors and some of the collection that can be found in the library system.
The first one is Chef Library Office Staff, which has been handled by a group of professional staff. In the Chief Librarian Office has been handled by Siti Asyati bin Yasilin in Office Secretary and Muhammad Sazali Muhammad Saleh in Senior Deputy Chef Librarian. And the second one is Administration and Finance Section. In the Administration and Finance Section, they have 7 staff and every staff has their own roles. The roles of administration are to internal and external administrative minister for the library, providing managerial leadership, strategy planning, resource management, development and fundraising and direction of the overall operation in University Library. It be handled by Anita Arsad, Naryani Labuk, Rohani Haji Kobis and Muhammad Zulkarnain Salim Ali. And the third one is Corporate and Citation Section. At the Corporate and Citation Section of University Malaysia Sabah Library has 5 staff that has been responsible in department, and the head of those department is Juliza Ramzi. Citation or be preferred to co-refer unit are responsible to librarians or staff that have been responsible to recommend, interrupt, evaluate and or use information resources to help patron with special need. The person is Fauzi Maksin, Laiman and Siti Jurina Asmat. And corporate section are be handled by Nur Fitri Azmah Jeffrey. Now we go into digital management section, which is in this section are be handled by 6 staff, and the head of the department are Muhammad Fidos Abdul Halim. For this department role are to maintain the database of new book and the book that are borrowed by member along with due dates. Not only that, this section also control the library association and cataloging, OPEX, serial control and circulation. This department are being handled by Muhammad Adab Sabri Magi, Muhammad Shukri Sabsani, Muhammad Nur Lamjin, Nuain Osman and Razalina Daraim. Now we go into National Library Malaysia. National Library Malaysia is run by division within the library. The library is managed by each division, which is top management, develop and service. The first one is General Director, which is Salasiah binti Abdul Wahab, and the second one is Management Department on Library. This library management department in charge of planning, organizing, staffing, leading and controlling. This is been handled by Saiful Azli, Muhammad Nur Azli bin Abdul Rahim, Suhaila binti Abdul Rahman, Asma bin Muhammad Hazi, Azizan bin Wahad dan Charles bin Briley. And the third one is Service Department section, which is include the containing section, Loan Division Library System Network, Malaysian and Overseas Reference Center, Electronic Resource Division, National Center for Malay Manuscript, Digital Project and Management Division. And the fourth one is Development Department Division, which is the last one of National Library Development Department Division. In this department has a Rural Development and Library Division, Library Research Division, Advisory and Consulting Service Division, Conservation Division, Collection Construction Division, National Bibliography Center, National Publication Submission Center. Now, New York Public Library. New York Public Library General Research Division have 4 staff, which is Paloma Celis Gabajal in Curator for Latin American, Iberian and Latino Studies, Rebecca Federman in Management Research Librarian, Bogdan Holbel in Curator for Slavic East European Collection, and Shannon Keller in Helen Bernstein Librarian for Periodical and Journal. In this division, the library staff must primarily focus in the humanities and social science, including literary and scholarly work in over 380 languages, with a global reach from United States to Latin America, Western Europe, Eastern Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. And the second one is manuscript and archive and rare book collection. In this division, the manuscript, archive, and rare book division collect, perceive, and make available for research purpose rare, unique, and primary in the world, with a concentration on the American and the Caribbean. The staff who are in charge of the department is Jerry Barredo. And the third one is rare book theatre on film and tape archive and music division. Now, for this division department is being charged by staff Jessica Wood in music section, Michael Inman in rare book section, and Patrick Hoffman in theatre on film and tape archive. Their role is to receive live theatrical production and document the creative contribution of these artists and legendary figures of the theatre. The take care of printer collection of New York Public Library could be said to begin in rare book division, which is nearly 800 pieces of Inakunabala, ranging from the 1460 Catholicon to Secundar Library Chronic Arum, and including Debris Pilibillon, Predebis, Peregrinatio in Terrascatam.
The limitation compares in these three libraries websites are the New York Public Library site has become more complex, and being able to discover all amazing things in the New York Public Library is getting more and more difficult to do on this site. We have also come to realize that many of the new technologies that can allow us to connect with communities, create a dialogue with our experts and patrons, and makes use of new interactive tools is become harder and harder to integrate into our aging technical infrastructure. While in National Library of Malaysia, the Jaringan Ilmu or Knowledge Network set up in 1996 enabled online networking to foster closer cooperation between 14 state library and 31 government department libraries. The World Wide Web is also being explored as a way of providing better access to Malaysia print materials, since newspaper publishers are more often than not reluctant to undermine the sale of their paper products. Lastly, in University Malaysia, Sabah Library Academic Library website in Malaysia are also not aimed to providing internal information resources into the internet. In addition to providing general basic information, emphasis in most cases is being put on accessing what are already available on the internet rather than adding to information content of the internet.
Now we go into impact of information center collection. The first one is University Malaysia Sabah Library. University Malaysia Sabah Library become everyone learning center where the student can take the advantage of the many resources available, stimulate their mind creativity to generate new ideas, and dream big about achieving something. The library is a useful place also for students who study here to spend their leisure time. In the library, they may read a variety of reading material. The time also is not being wasted. They might be learning the new knowledge and can do a new research. Looking on the bright side on how the COVID-19 pandemic have affected the University Malaysia Sabah Library, they have remained resilient and continue to look for ways to improve in their library service like UMS International Repository to knitting service and more service that they can improve. And the second one is National Library Malaysia. The rapid and drastic development of science, technology and information in recent time has had huge impact on the world of education, particularly in keeping pace with technology challenge to face challenges of the new millennium of the 21st century. Furthermore, in this COVID-19 pandemic, not so many people can go to physical libraries, so the demand of the digital material is drastically goes up. One of the service in the library, which is U-Pustaka, is the tool that had been used during MCO. U-Pustaka is the library digital book or e-book platform for the user of National Library of Malaysia to use for the borrowing book. And the last one is New York Public Library. New York Public Library makes their own knowledge access for library user has become widespread. Once thought to be impossible task, the traditional and time-consuming method of sourcing and retrieving library material can now be done quickly, comprehensively, and methodically in the era of digital technology. Because of COVID-19 pandemic, New York Public Library has experienced staff shortage, and because of that, it gives a little bit of impact for information center collection. The last one is, in order to fulfill the vision implementation of digital library, the Simple E has been introduced via a strategic plan with emphasis on the main thrust, which is to provide early exposure of digital product in library user. This iBook has partnership with Apple and Google to make this digital library. It also developed by the New York Public Library. Simple E is a free open source e-reader app that allows users to bring together our entire collection of more than 300 e-book and audiobook and make them accessible in one place. So, in conclusion, these three libraries show diversity and contrast in terms of service, collection, and more. Libraries play an important role also in increasing young people human capital. The library also is a place where we can read scientific books, narrative book, newspaper, and so on. The result is the Malaysia collection and facility are made available to users in order to improve interactional activities and research excellence. In addition, this library has contributed a lot of benefit for their user, especially for their service and facilities. Example, University of Malaysia Sabah Library has provided good service and easy to find collection or item to ease the student to obtain information. National Library of Malaysia also has provided a collection of knowledge at the national level for current and future generation. Last but not least, New York Public Library has a good service. They also have got entry department for visitors to visit the library. For example, the library offers books, music section, printing section, and many interesting places to visit. Furthermore, libraries has a take advantage of preserving and improving the efficient and effective of the teaching learning process. A well-organized and systematic library will be extremely useful in terms of management and administration. It can indirectly aid in the teaching and learning process at the library. As a result, this is linked to educational development and the improvement of teaching technique, both of which are thought to be unattainable